Hello. So in this video, I'd like to introduce my Morris Minor Traveller, which will probably be featuring in quite a lot of videos as I do work on it. So it's a 1969 Morris Minor. As you can see, it's currently in two colours. It was originally registered as a in Old English White, which is the colour at the front, and then at some point it was re-registered as purple, and that's what this colour is on the back. It's not an original colour, but it was obviously changed at some point. And also I've got some old pictures of the car. It also at that time disc brakes were added, but the owner of the car before I owned it started to turn it back to its original white and removed some of the modifications like the disc brakes. Mechanically, it's in pretty good condition. The brakes are all good. You can see it's quite a tight fit in this garage. It does just about fit. I'm just going to show you a different view. But yeah, mechanically it's okay. Cosmetically, obviously, it needs repainting, and the woodwork isn't in great condition. You can see there's a dark patch there, which is a sign that water's got into the wood. What tends to happen is, so this is varnished, and water gets under the varnish and can't get out. There are drain holes for the window runners under here, but I'll see if I can show you that. Not very well, but that's holes all sort of rotted out. This side of the car is actually the worst, I think. But there's things like this. There's a sort of a hole there in the wood. The problem is, on a Morris Minor Traveller, the wood is a structural part of the car. It's not just for appearance. It is structural, so it needs some work. And so I'll start looking at that. But yeah, I've owned the car since 2018. I contacted West Riding Classic Cars they're based near Halifax, and they managed to find this. I wanted a Traveller that I needed some work, but that was mainly to keep the price down. And yeah, I bought it in 2018 and drove it home to where I was living at the time, which was about an hour and a half away. I then moved house, and before I moved, I got the car moved to my parents' garage, because it's quite a big move from the north of the country to the south of the country. And then it's sat in their garage for almost 2 years, until earlier this year I drove it back over here. So yeah, what else can I tell you about it? It's got a 1098cc engine, which was the biggest engine that the Morris Minor had from new. It's got some additions. It's got a heated front screen added, and it's got a temperature and volt gauge. One of the rear wings, I can't remember which one it is. Yeah, this one. That's a fiberglass wing. Actually, I'm not so bothered about that because it's not going to rust, and you can't really tell. It did have a tow bar on it when I got it, but I decided to take that off because that was just a big heavy bit of metal on the back, and I wasn't ever going to use a tow bar. Since I've had it, I've redone the rear brakes. The half shafts were leaking. The seals had gone on the end of the half shafts and covered the brakes in oil, so I replaced all of that. It's had new front tyres. It needs new back tyres, and actually what I'm looking to do is get wider wheels for the back, because you can see there's quite a lot of scope for getting wider wheels. I have to start this recording again because it just stopped. But I was saying I'm looking to get wider wheels for it because you can see how tucked in the wheels are. It also means it would be easier to get tyres. And then yeah, try and sort out the woodwork. I've already made a start on scraping the varnish off, but I think my next thing will be to try and treat some of the rotten areas. I'll add on the end of this video, because I think this is going to be fairly short. I've had a go at getting the doors off, and it took me quite a while to work out how to do it, but these bolts are loose, so these doors will actually come off. And then I need to make a decision on colour, what colour I'm painting it. And I do wonder about not going for an original colour. It's currently registered as purple. I'm not sure about that. I was wondering about like a light blue. But yeah, first gonna get the wood sorted out and do what I can. Haven't decided. If I do the wood completely, if it was completely redone, I probably can't do it myself, because there's things like once you take off the frame and the roof's completely unsupported, this roof is aluminium, and if it bends, it would be very difficult to get it shaped back. So I would be limited to just repairing, but I might decide that it's too far gone to repair. Yeah, I haven't decided yet. But yeah, I'll post an update when I have one. And yeah, this is my Morris Minor. So I'm trying to get the hinges off of the rear doors of my Morris Minor Traveller. That's because I want to try and sort out the woodwork and get the varnish off and retreat the wood, and it'll be much easier if I can get the doors off. The problem I'm having is that I need to get this bolt off the bottom, and it just spins. I've managed to get this one on this side off, the bolts off the bottom. I just need to actually get the screw out, or the nuts off the bottom. I need to get the bolt out. But this one, the bottom one on that side as well, they're just spinning. So the way that I've seen to get them off, I'll show you with some maul grips, is to clamp the maul grip on the top and try and hold that sort of screw head still at the top of the bolt. But it's not gripping, it's still spinning. I'm getting as tight as I can. So I think my only solution is to cut that bolt off. So that's what I'm going to do now, with an angle grinder. So I'm going to make sure everything's covered, especially the glass, because any sparks from that are going to embed themselves in the glass. So I will give that a go. So that went fairly well, better than I expected actually. You can see the nut is missing from the bottom there. It went through really easily, so I just need to get something to knock that bolt through. Apologies for the sound quality. Well, I don't know whether you can hear, but it is currently raining, even though it is the end of May. It is raining, and it's quite loud on the garage roof. So yeah, now I'm going to try and get that nut out, and I'll be back with you shortly. So I managed to get the bolts out. It was very easy with a screwdriver to just push them out, and they came out loose. They're very easy to get out. This top one, which is the one I actually managed to get undone, there's sort of I think it's like a there you go, spring washer on the bottom. I don't know how important that is. Need to work out whether I need to, when I get replacement bolts, whether I also need that spring. But yeah, it's just going to use a screwdriver to get that off. and then this last one should come out. I'm guessing it's there for so that there's a bit of movement in the hinge, or so that it's not done up tightly, so that it can still swivel on that. But yeah, I'll keep trying with this, and then I should be able to get the doors off. So what I've discovered, so in there was this washer with the tab on. When that came off, there's actually a spring inside. Now, I think you can buy rebuild kits for these hinges, so I'm going to look into doing that. But yeah, let's have a look. We should be in a position where this door, I'll take that bolt out. Hopefully, just unlock the door. Let's see what we can do. Zoom you out a bit. Let's see. This will lift off. Yes, it does. Right, but what I haven't done is undo that the sort of stay bar. So it bolts on there to the car, but it's also bolted onto the back of the door there. So I'll get a screwdriver and get that off as well. Something fell out the hinge as I took that off, so I'll have a look, see what that was. Right, so that's both doors off. And that'll probably be the end of this video. But just a few things to show you. So the thing that fell off when I was taking this door off is that actually inside the hinge there's this little ball. So that's quite oily. So I guess that's what sort of makes up the hinge and it pivots around. I unscrewed the stay bars. There's one hanging down there and the other one over there from the back of the doors. The one on this side, they're crosshead screws, and you can see they're very rusty. You can see that. I'll just undo it. There you go, quite rusty. And the problem is they are actually screwing into wood, into this sort of crossbar here. Which with them being rusty, that's not going to help with the condition of this wood. It cause it to rust. Interestingly, on the other side, they're different screws, so they've obviously been replaced at some point, or the door's been taken off, and they are they're black coated screws, so hopefully it means they won't rust. Annoyingly though, those were slot head rather than crosshead, which I find very annoying. Try and undo those because the screwdriver slips out all the time. But yeah, I managed to do it. And I'll just show you here actually, as we're on a quite short video anyway. You can see where I've started to prepare the wood. So you can see on here there's a varnish, and here I've used a wood scraper to start scraping it off. One of the reasons for taking the doors off though was so that I could try and get these hinges out and get the varnish off that's around those. But I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get these off. Well, I might be able to, but they are sort of embedded. The back of that bolt is embedded somewhere in the door, and I don't know where, so I don't know how. I think that's just spinning. But yeah, we will see, and I will film another video when I make some more progress. So thank you for watching.